Good evening, everyone. It's been a long while since I got to go live. I apologize that I had to kind of reschedule here and there. It was just because we're in a war zone, as some of you might remember, and things sometimes go hectic, and we have to leave everything we do and go run to the safe room or watch something important on TV about the war, and things change really fast. I don't let it bother me because though during the day we're really living in a war reality, deep inside there's nothing that I think about more than the opportunity to be speaking to you or coming up with a new quote or coming up with an insight. And it's not necessarily because I want to get the knowledge out there or to share my personal insights with you. It's because this is my own personal spiritual mechanism to deal with what's going on around me, because it can be very stressful. So today, what I'm going to do, and actually from now on, when I'm doing the spiritual insights sessions, I'm going to share with you some of the insights that I recently posted in the page. Some of you might have bumped into them and read them, some not. And it doesn't matter because if you're meant to read them and you resonate with them, I'm just here to kind of elaborate on them a little bit. It's not going to be a long live, so if you do have questions, feel free to post them in the comments if you want to, and I encourage you, and I'm going to do it right now. Even come up on stage here with me and speak to me live and inspire me and others. Just know this is a very important way for you to even grow spiritually, to just get to know people, to get to share, to get to inspire. You have no idea how many people you can inspire, and you have no idea who you're going to inspire. Part of your soul journey is so mysterious that instead of suspect and avoid it, you have to embrace it and welcome it and submit to it. So it's wonderful. Annette, I hope I pronounce your name correctly. Hi, hello, and welcome, New Zealand. Beautiful. So, yeah, welcome, and I hope that you are able to check the Facebook page or the YouTube page. I think you're on YouTube, right? So, those of us who follow us on YouTube, I really recommend also following us on Facebook under the same name, The Soul Guide, and I think it's the same profile picture. No, yeah, it is the same profile picture. Actually, not. It's not. I'm sorry. But anyways, I don't really deal with all these platforms at once. I simply get my stuff out there in these platforms. But if you follow me on Facebook, you'll be able to see some of the quotes and some of the insights that are too long to type on YouTube. So YouTube is for videos only, but sometimes I do more than videos. Do a lot of insights that I'd like to write and then put it on this design. So I'm going to start. And if you have any questions, and if you want to stop me, and if you want to request to join the broadcast, feel free to click the link above and join the broadcast. It's not planned. It's not supposed to be planned. It's not structured. I told my wife I'm going to speak for 30 minutes. She knows very well that I never planned how long I'm going to speak for, because when I'm in the mode, I'm just like speaking and speaking and speaking, just hoping to touch one person's soul and to be able to make things a little brighter, a little, I don't want to say better, because things are always good. Even the worst of the worst is still good. And the way it's going to turn good, it doesn't turn good by itself. It turns good by your way you approach it, and if you understand it. If it's understood, it's not a problem anymore. So let's start. Let's see how I do this here. Okay, so this is the first one. Okay, I hope you can see that I am having a really hard time reading small letterings because I'm supposed to get my glasses, but I'm going to try here. So, believing something without understanding won't reveal the real truth. Okay? So, listen to this. Believing something without understanding it won't reveal the real truth, as it doesn't hold onto anything. Thinking alone can't fully understand the truth because thoughts have limits, while truth is limitless. So again, I was talking about that if you just think about something, okay, you can't understand the truth fully, okay? Because your thoughts have limits. The truth is limitless. Why do I always tell you when I do these live videos about the soul and to the people that I do sessions with that the essence of life, the understanding of your soul, is to understand that you are limitless. If you are limitless in your essence, nothing limiting or limited in this physical world should affect you, should bring you down to a point when you think everything's lost. Okay? So thinking alone cannot fully understand truth because thoughts have limits, while truth is limitless. But the soul's inner wisdom, like an intuitive eye, can truly understand and recognize the truth as intimately as it knows itself. What does that mean? I always speak about intuition. People tell me they want to hear voices. Most of the time, they want signs, so they want to hear voices that come from the outside to guide them in their journey. While the real voices to the truth come from the inside. Just like they say that change comes from the inside out, right? Because then it's more genuine, then it's yours. You own it, you manifested it. I tell people that when you know your soul, you know no limits. When you know your soul truly, you have no doubts or fear. When you know your soul, you know deep inside that though you are limited in the body, because you're a human being, you are limitless in the soul, which is very, very important because when you live your life knowing that, you not only live in your life, but you ascend as you live your life. I'm telling you, my wife could witness that. I'm now, when I'm truly, truly in the moment, I'm able to manifest exactly what I want. Today, I'm going to tell you a story. Whether you believe me or not, really doesn't matter because I'm sharing something that I've experienced and I think that it should inspire you, if anything, even if you don't believe the story. I was sitting and was talking about a friend that I haven't heard from in a few days, and I kind of needed to hear from him, both me and my wife, or to see how he's doing because we were talking about him, and I haven't heard from him. And I was sitting on the couch today with my wife, and I was speaking about this friend, and I just said that, and I was in the moment. I felt it. I said, so and so hasn't called me yet, or hasn't messaged me yet. That's what I said. So and so hasn't messaged me yet. And the second I said hasn't messaged me yet, my phone vibrated so loud in my hands that I'm looking and I'm seeing a message. And it's from that person who for days I was wondering why I haven't heard from. And the second I talk about him, what are the odds? I mean, there's not even a coincidence odds. I mean, it wasn't even supposed to message. I'm speaking about him. I'm holding the phone. And as I'm speaking, the phone is delivering the message to me, and I'm looking at him. I was shocked, though I know it's the metaphysical. When it comes to seeing these miracles, it's still physically shocking me. And you have to understand that it's all because your soul knows the truth. Because when you know the truth, you manifest the truth. When you live in a life when you're not even sure what your soul is supposed to do here, are you expecting how are you expecting to manifest? How are you planning on manifesting when you don't believe your own truth? Your soul is what manifests your future. Your soul is what manifests how trials and tests and whatnot are manifested into your life. You decide. You have a soul contract that you agreed on, meaning your soul knew ahead of time what's expected to it, what's expected for it, what's what it needs to go through in life. Everything, everything. So we are all connected. You're right, Annette. More than the past, there's a global spiritual awakening. There are many, 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 many souls that are old that are uniting right now. There's many, many energies in the air right now, and we are really trying our best by even doing what we're doing now to cure and help the world. We don't need to be out there in tanks or aircrafts. We don't need to be, heaven forbid, killing anyone in order to correct the world in our way, in the metaphysical, spiritual way. And each and every one of you has the power first to correct themselves, to get to self spiritual consciousness. And then you're immediately being thrown after you graduate, quote unquote, you're out there to help people and help the world. And everybody helps. You have to understand, you help one person in the street for 2 seconds. You smiled at them. You just encounter somebody older or whatnot, and you just wanted to smile at them, and it happens every day. You should encourage yourself to do it. You should encourage yourself to smile to everyone. We live in a world when smiling to somebody is automatically meaning that you are either hitting on them or flirting with them or trust me, smiling at people, it's not about that. You are brightening somebody's soul. You're making somebody feels better. You're making somebody feel special. It's got so many benefits on it because it makes them feel like you like them. It makes them feel like you notice them, and it's really really important. Even a brief smile. So if you do it to one person and it takes you a split second, if you compare it to the spiritual realm, it's like you save the whole world. You save the whole world as far as the amount of ripple effect that it's doing. It's just like a puddle. When you throw a rock right directly above a puddle, and you see all these waves and all these circles around it. It's exactly what a good act of kindness does. Even the things that we, especially the things that we don't pay too much attention to, especially the things that we think, oh, what's the big deal? It's not that popular. It's not that big. So what? So I smiled at somebody. It didn't require me much. No, not in the physical, but spiritually, it required a lot from you. Sometimes I used to take the bus to go to work when I was before my surgeries. And at the time, I remember coming back, and we stopped and we talked to this disabled. I guess it was mentally disabled or something like that. Wonderful person. Start talking to me, and really was trying to have a small talk with me. And I know that he was trying to do it with many people at that bus stop, and a lot of people kind of they didn't feel connected to him, and I couldn't blame them. Like they didn't feel like they wanted to have a conversation. I mean, he was loud. I mean, you could tell that he was a little challenged, but he was so innocent in the way he was asking the question, and I felt like, hey, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to really talk to you. Like there's no limitations here. There's no problem. And I always aim for these people. You know what I mean? Like, and it's giving me the goosebumps saying this. All my life, in the path of spiritual awakening, not that I chose that, but I ended up encountering or being involved with people who really needed help, being involved with those who were like the unseen, the people that nobody talk about, the people that nobody pay attention to, The people almost, I don't think they're in the bottom of society, but society sees them as the bottom of society. And I always spoke to their souls because I knew that within all these layers, within all these prejudgment, within all these, that's why when I was a correctional officer, I always remember walking the galleries and there's open bars, there weren't no doors, so I could see the inmates in all of their situations, even the most embarrassing ones. And I used to look in their eyes and I'm always like, I'm not judging. I'm just seeing a soul that made a mistake. I'm seeing a soul that it doesn't. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was like seeing people and seeing how much the soul is battling the mind and the mind is battling the soul, and they're in a place where they're just, some of them are truly repenting what they did, some of them enjoying the place. So there's such mixed energies, but I was observing, I was trying, and I felt that I was there to just share some light. God, that's all we need in this world. Nothing else matters but to share light. And we have so many ways to do it. And guess what? All of them are free. All of them are free. All of them are easy. All of them are accessible. And you can do it anywhere. You can just find it anywhere you want, and at any time you want. Towards your loved ones, towards your immediate loved ones, towards your neighbors, towards any circle outside of that. So that's one thing about it. So the truth recognizes, it's like the intuition. When you have intuition, it's the only voice you have to listen to. Not your medium, not your therapist, not your best friend, not even your parent. Well, you always should honor your parent and respect them for what they've done, bringing you, or being partners in bringing you into the world. But if you want to listen to someone, listen to yourself. Listen to yourself, and don't listen to yourself from a place that if the answers that you find within yourselves are not good enough, like most people do, then they stop listening to themselves. And that's called making mistakes. And then later on, it's called having regrets. Listen to yourself. And the more you listen to yourself, the more you're going to stick to the righteous side, because your soul is righteous. You're going to stick to seeking justice and to be good, and to make sure that even if you are in trouble, you're not the cause of them. And when you listen to yourself, you're more likely to strategically and long term make the perfect choice. This is what intuition is all about. A lot of people find intuition is something cool, it's something exciting, like an ability we have to every now and then really feel strongly and deeply about something and manifest it. I'm telling people, why do you find that intuition is like a vacation place you go to every now and then to enjoy? Why not make intuition part of your everyday decision, everyday life? Intuition is not just knowing whether you need to sign that lease agreement or not, or whether you should buy that blue car or that black car, or whether you should go out to this place or that place. That's what people think intuition is. Intuition is knowing your soul contract. Intuition is knowing your soul journey, knowing what to avoid, knowing what is a test, how to address that test, knowing, having consciousness. Intuition is simply your soul whispering in your physical ear, telling you, hey, listen to me. Don't listen to the brain. It thinks short term. I know the whole picture. And this is what intuition is. And so, like an intuitive eye can truly understand and recognize the truth as intimately as it knows itself. Why intimately? Because when we are alone, when your soul is supposed to be lonely within this body, and we're supposed to align with it, we're supposed to connect to it and make it not lonely anymore. But when it's lonely, It knows exactly the truth. It's almost like your soul is keeping your secret. Your soul knows when is your time. Your soul knows in what way you're going to depart from this world. Your soul knows what kind of people you're going to encounter. And I'm going to tell you something even more important. Your soul be knowing this information since the womb, since it was an embryo, since it was that small. Inside your mother's womb, your soul has known everything. And there is a stage of separation from that knowledge. And as we grow up and defeating and battling ego, there is a stage of renewing our bond with this knowledge, reconnecting to this knowledge. Hello, Melissa. Welcome. Hello, hello. So, guys, like I said, try to resonate with these words. We're going to move to the next slide, the next insights. When I put this out there, I don't put this out there so you guys will share it with the world, and it's going to be, I don't know, a viewed post, a liked post. It doesn't matter. I want you to read and I want you to resonate because every time I get better, every time I feel more knowledgeable, every time I have more consciousness, is I know for a fact is a direct result of somebody else has got resonated with some of the things I write and say. So it's really, really, really important. Let's move to the next one. How many we have? I think we have three. So this is the second one, and we are in 23 minutes already. Again, time means nothing in this podcast, by the way. Okay, we are strictly spiritual. There's nothing physical here. So we'll be done when we are supposed to be done. Hello, Ellen. Hello, everyone. Again, you guys can share this video if you want. And again, for the sole purpose of uh, other people enjoying this light, this positivity, this atmosphere. Some of these words can speak, and there's always somebody who really needs to hear what we have to say somewhere. And if not now, they're probably in the past, or they probably need to do something about it in the future. We don't know. We just want to just share light, like somebody said here. We want to share love and light, and we do it via words and via insights because this is what the soul can connect to. I could have done it via music. I could have just played angelical music. We all would all close our eyes and just meditate. But this is one way. When we think about insights, we're really making the soul coming back to what it knows. Okay, we are like the soul goes to the gym and works out and improves its abilities inside this physical body. So, speaking of which, music is one of the heavenly channels to the world of souls. People need to understand the reason everybody on earth loves music. Nobody in the world hates music. Some people can dislike a style or a genre, or I don't know, and it's okay. People are not supposed to like the same thing. Everybody has a different journey and a different characteristics that they're going through the journey with. But everybody love music. Okay? Depends on the style. Music can really get us intact with our soul when we are the happiest. And music can help us get in touch with our soul when we are the saddest. Music, some type of it depends on the feeling when we align our thoughts and emotions, not thoughts. When we think about music, we don't use thoughts. You know who's using thoughts? Whoever's reading notes and playing, they usually think about what's next, and they're producing music for us to develop emotions. Though some people play with emotions, but mostly when we receive the music and we have our emotions all mixed up, we get into this high and we open a portal. We open a portal to other realms where our soul can. It's almost like you have a tube, and in that tube, your soul can just ascend and transcend and come back down to the body. And we feel these butterflies in the stomach when some music speaks to us. Some music can make people cry. Have you ever thought why? It's not because they're thinking something, it's because they're aligning with their emotions. Their soul is expressing itself. Some people are motivated by music, you know. Some people can never go to the gym or can never run or not run as good without music in their ears. Think about the music. You can play sad music and think about something sad aligned with that, and your soul will travel. It's a teleportation device, quote unquote, in music that teleports your soul anywhere you want to take it. And you have to understand that part of spiritual awakening, you're going to have to develop your love for music, even if you're not a musician, even if it's just listening to and I tell people all the time when I do therapy with them and spiritual advice, I said, listen to the music that gives you butterflies in your stomach. We all have songs or hymns or whatnot, and that's what people do it in churches too. Like they get into this ecstasy, into this high, because they combine music and prayers. A lot of even in Judaism, some of the prayers had to be said with music, like singing. You have to sing the prayers, and there's a reason for it. The many religions, many beliefs know that music is a spiritual channel. It's a channel. It's like you would turn on the TV and they tell you, if you play that channel every now and then, you'll be able to connect and see other realms. And music is one of them. I personally, not only I love music, but my soul was so into music that all my life I've been singing, not professionally, uh, nothing even that great, but I used to sing from the soul and I used to perform with others, and I sang in almost every opportunity I had because my soul was just craving for it. My soul loved the harmonies. My soul was so intact with music, and everybody's soul should do the same. Don't see music as a hobby or as a activity or as something that it's cool to do, like reading a book or watching TV. Music has a significant meaning with the afterlife, with other realms. In fact, when you sing, and I'm going to give you a tip that is based on my experience and my knowledge, okay? When you sing for your loved ones who passed, not just play music, that works too, but when you sing with your own voice, with your own sounds, from your own body, you see your soul sings out, it echoes and plays in the heavens. Whoever's there, whoever loved ones you have there, not only seeing you, feeling you, but feeling your music, feeding off your singing. And you don't have to be a good singer to sing. That's what people like singing in the shower. That's what people like singing when they're happy. They're just singing. It makes you happy. Okay, you have to understand the power of music, the power that it's one of the channels, just like light and candlelight is a channel, it's a portal, a spiritual portal. We might see it as a normal physical thing, but it's a spiritual portal to the afterlife. So music is one of the heavenly channels to the world of souls. With the help of music, we can communicate with our loved ones. The sounds and melodies penetrate the spiritual wall between this world and the next, and thus create a deep connection. So it does do just that. When I wrote it, I meant it. Like I saw it in my dreams. I saw it in my accident, like with music. Like it. Days after the accidents, I had visions when I saw that music is literally penetrating the worlds, penetrating the worlds. The world, the boundary between this physical world and the spiritual world is not music proof. Okay? Music penetrates it. Um, so you can communicate with our loved ones. The sounds and the melodies penetrate the spiritual world between this world and the next, and thus creates a deep connection. Music does not depend on physicality, and neither does the soul. Every soul loves music, like I told you. Music, you can't touch music. You can limit music as far as the effect of it. Sometimes nature itself plays music, with rain, with the wind, some animals. They create their own melody. Like music is an expression that's supposed to echoes between the realms. Treat it accordingly. Treat it accordingly. Seriously, guys, spiritual awakening is all taking these terms and treat them accordingly. Okay, last one. And some of these, of course, are already on the Soul Guide page. If you ever want to reread them, feel free. One of the things you can do to bring more good into your lives is to spend a few minutes in the evening recalling the good and meaningful things that happened during the day. Cherish them and be glad you experienced them. So let me explain you about that. When I say our days or our life or our challenges or trials and tests, it's not just something that you have to face and pass in real time and then move on and think the test was over with. No, that's only part of completing the test. Completing the test is coming back home or before you go to sleep when you really need to kind of look back and reflect, spiritually reflect on your day, and not just physically and be angry about the fact that you're tired, and but spiritually reflect on the beautiful things you had during the day, and sit down and appreciate and everything and things that money can never buy. Every time before you go to bed, don't just be thankful for surviving and not a day, or being productive yet not a day, but continue to appreciate your life despite everything. Because if you don't do that, it's almost like the universe is going to force you with a higher level of challenge so you can appreciate what you have already. A lot of people don't realize that by not appreciating what they have, they're manifesting something that's going to make them appreciate what they have. And nobody wants to be put in these shoes, and nobody wants to go through these tests. We want to play it safe. We want to appreciate what we have unconditionally. And remember, that's one more thing, that it's not in these um, texts, but love yourself unconditionally, trust yourself and your soul journey unconditionally, trust your loved ones unconditionally, love your loved ones unconditionally, because you love. You're not responsible. Your love is not depending on other people's action. I know that the world teaches us that our love is supposed to be dependent on what people do for us, but then we'll never have an true unconditional love, because then all love stories will be conditional, which is normal if you just want to live like a human being. You want to love every creation like you. But when I say love, I don't mean accept them. Like, some people doing horrible things, like here in this war. Like, I'm not going to love people who do something like that. But I love the fact that everybody is a soul. And even if a soul has to play a role that it's not positive, and we cannot comprehend it here in this physical world, and the only reason we cannot comprehend horrible things is what proves that we are human, is what proves that we fight a very dangerous opponent in the ego. And evil inclination is the same thing. So we have to know that there is a moral to this physical story. There's a spiritual moral to this physical story called life, and we have to look past that. Right now, I have an aunt who I haven't spoken to in many years, and she's fighting for her life. And she's intubated and fighting for her life. And when you look at that, you really, taking things under a better perspective. Like, a lot of people live life like literally like there's no tomorrow, and they don't get to think about the deeper meaning and their mission in life. Life is too short. It's really way too short for what the soul is capable of doing or is enjoying doing. One of the reasons the soul doesn't like to be in this life is because the soul can never reach its full capacity nor meditate, no, I mean, nor be able to follow completely with its journey in a very, very limited amount of years to have we have here to live. So you have to understand that every day counts. Every day that we don't go towards the journey of the soul, it's a day that we give freely on the silver platter to the ego. And that's the last thing we want to do. Spiritual awakening is exactly what that means. Take your time, stretch, open your eyes, see what's around you, understand, have the knowledge that, you know what, there's no more nighttime. You woke up, time to go to school or to work, time to get up and wash our face, brush our teeth, and have breakfast. It all requires understanding of where were we before, meaning we were sleeping, we are in bed, and we know what's coming ahead. And spiritually is the same thing. You don't just magically, quickly spiritually awaken. You have to understand that before you were sleeping, you have to understand where you're at right now, what requires from you to get up on your feet and start a new day. And once you have all this knowledge, spiritually speaking, the your spiritual awakening is more genuine. And to be genuine when it comes to spirituality is a must because you can't fake it. And you can give 50% of yourself for spirituality. You're dealing with the world of the unlimited. You're dealing with the world of the impossible opportunities. You deal with the divine. In other words, for some people, you deal with God. And when you deal with God and God matters, you have to be godly. You have to think, feel, and live godly. There's no time to waste. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's um, short live podcast. I enjoyed speaking about some of the insights and elaborate on them. I'm going to do more of these. I'm asking you kindly to share this video for your own benefit so you can help somebody else's day be better, possibly. And I want to wish you a very good day or night, depending where you are on the globe. And thank you for everybody who's been here today watching and commenting. And again, I recommend also follow us on Facebook solely because that I have a lot of written posts and pictures that I can put on and insights that I can put on YouTube and vice versa. So thank you so much. Be blessed. Enjoy the light and start from within out. Thank you and God bless you all.